remnant are described in verse 4. But ye that did cleave unto the Lord your God. How do you cleave unto the Most High? You follow his laws, statutes, and commandments, right? Okay. Cleave unto him. Your God are alive, every one of you. So just as same as it was back in the first Exodus, those of us who cleave unto the laws will survive what's coming. All right? Now, what laws? Now, this is what we got to find out. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land. This is important. In the land, whither ye go to possess it. Keep, therefore, to do them. For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. That's important. Okay? So this is how we have wisdom. This is how we become exalted and we become set apart from the other nations of people, by following the rules that the Most High has set up for this existence in creation. Okay? Let me just carry this here because my phone about to die. Hang on. Just bear with me. To me, I don't think this shit is difficult. I think it's pretty easy to understand. Okay, let me just make sure it's charging. Hang on. Okay, ready? We back at it. So, we just working our way to verses 12 and 15 to show you the point, right? Or we might go a little bit further. But listen, it says verse 5, behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, right? Statutes and judgments, not religion, statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land. In. If a motherfucker don't know what in means, it's completely contextual and circumstantial, right? So if you're not in the land, then certain rules don't apply. Whither ye go to possess it. Keep, therefore, and do them. Keep the law. So all the Christians out there, Christian Israelites, I don't have to do them. Yes, you do. Okay? Keep, therefore, and do them. For this is your wisdom. What is our wisdom? The laws, statutes, and judgments or commandments of the Most High. That's our wisdom, right? And our understanding in the sight of the other nations. So when the other nations see us, right? The other nations see us winning, they're gonna be like, yo, hold the fuck up. How are these niggas winning? They were just losing a second ago. How the fuck are they winning like how they winning right now? They're gonna wonder why and how. And we're gonna explain to them, this is our God. And this is what happens when you get on the right side of our God. And when they see that and they understand that, all the rest of the other nations are gonna wanna come under the fold of the Most High, right? That's our role, okay? So ain't nothing changed, right? So which shall hear all these statutes? So all the other nations are going to hear the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, and they're going to say, surely this is a great nation. This nation is wise and an understanding people. Are we not getting a taste of that right now? All these other nations are so thirsty to follow Israelite pages that they will literally make fake pages and pretend to be black just to get the information. The only thing is they're not coming and openly telling us like, God damn, y'all niggas is geniuses. Like, what the fuck? They're not saying it because them niggas is hoes. Like, the other nations are bitches. So, you know. But let's keep it going. Surely this is a great nation, a wise and understanding people. Right? Verse 7. For what nation is there so great? We're not going to be able to be compared to anybody when we get back on our shit. Who hath God so nigh unto them? As the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for. So, when the Most High is telling us the reason why we're in captivity is because we won't unify around the Torah and call on him, the other nations are telling you, like, yo, these niggas was fucking invincible when they was with their God. Like, we couldn't do shit about it. Like, we just wanted to be you niggas. Like, what do you think is going to happen in the future? When we start calling on our God, those of us who are Torah Tanakh only, regardless of whatever discrepancies and differences, we understand one thing and one thing only. So, let's let the Most High help lend us this wisdom so we can iron out these issues, right? Okay, hang on. Just keep going. Okay, so all the nations hating, right? And what nation is as great as them? Now the nations are sucking us off, right? What nation is as great as them? Okay? that hath statutes and laws so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day. So there's listen, a society is held together by its morals and its ethics and its principles. Morals, ethics, and principles develop into laws, right? So if your morals, your ethics, and your principles aren't right, then your whole society cannot be, it's not going to be built right. If you have a shitty foundation, you'll have a shitty apartment, a shitty complex, shitty building, shitty house, whatever you building, it's going to be shitty, right? It's the same example as the New Testament when they give you building a castle on some sand. You don't want to build it on sand because sand is not sturdy. So you want to build your society on the laws of nature, the laws of the Most High, the laws of the Torah, the eternal word, right? At least the 10 commands, the 10 words. You want to build your life on that, your society on that, your family on that, everything on that. Everything in existence hinges on those 10 principles, right? Okay, let's keep it going. Right, cornerstone. Okay, let's keep it going. Only take heed to thyself. This is the Most High warning us, right? And keep thy soul diligently. Okay, meaning stay focused. Be diligent. Stay focused in your study of these words. Stay in the word, right? Lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen. And we know our ancestors forgot. Our ancestors got to witness this shit that we're reading. We don't even get to witness that. They got to actually hear the voice of the Creator directly. They got to see the pillar of cloud and the smoke. They experienced it, and they still couldn't be turned. So the Most High not going to waste his time doing that again. The Most High is just going to wait for us to walk towards him. Most High was making his way towards us the first time, and we rejected him. You understand what I'm saying? We did him dirty. So now we have to put forth the effort to move towards him. And that's more or less what's going on here, right? Okay, so let's keep it going, right? So he says, only take heed, stay focused, right? Lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen. Our ancestors forgot. And later on in this same chapter that I'm reading to you, you're going to realize that the Most High told Moses to make a song, make all this history into songs. Why? Because songs are easy to remember, right? That's how oral tradition goes. You create songs, right, which turn into culture, which turn into history. Are you understand what I'm saying? Like the scriptures is no fucking joke. You can, there was somebody posted it the other day about turning history lessons into songs to make them easier to remember. Nigga, our ancestor, our God told Moses to do that from the beginning. Right? This is where the oral history started, through the songs. Okay, the Psalms and stuff. Let's keep going. Okay, so verse 9. And lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life. See, when you raise the child in the way, when you teach the child the songs of the Most High, it becomes ingrained. Why? Because it has melody or rhythm, right? Melody and rhythm bring forth consistency and motion. When you bring forth consistency and motion, you can have access to memory. What do you think memory is? You can't have an event happen or action happen without motion. You can't have memory without motion. You understand what I'm saying? So all these things intertwine somehow. This shit is crazy, but I'm learning, breaking this shit down to you. So I'm learning this shit as I'm reading to you guys. We keep going. So that it doesn't depart. This is why you raise the kids up in the way. You teach them the things of the past so that they will always remember it, right? Like, for instance, I was never raised in church, but do you know my father used to bust my ass and recite to me Bible verses? So it wasn't even my dad told me, fuck you and your God. So I wasn't raised in church. So I'm telling you guys, the Most High came to me. But the Most High had to have been on my father to at least have motivated my father anytime I was rude to bust my ass and read to me scripture. You understand what I'm saying? Because those things never left me. I still help take care of my parents. You understand what I'm saying? Like, a lot of American people, they leave their parents, don't give a fuck about their parents and go on about their life. That's just not how I've been. And I'm not saying this because my pops whooped my ass like that. This nigga used to get it in. But I'm just saying that the scriptures is right when it says that you instill certain things in your child from the Torah and they'll never leave. Certain of those lessons never left me as a kid. You understand? I may have turned my back on them as a adolescence, as a teenager, but as I've become more mature and I've become a man, I've understood why my parents had to bust my ass like that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking like anybody who have Caribbean parents, like Jamaican parents, you know how they beat. So that shit ain't no joke, nigga. That shit ain't no fucking joke, D. Right? So let's keep it going. Okay, so only take heed to thyself, right? Keep yourself focused. Pay attention to yourself. Keep yourself focused. Focus on you. Lest you forget what your ancestors had seen and what they verified in the songs that you passed along, right? But teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons. So you're to make this a generational thing to teach the Torah and the history of the Israelites from generation to generation. So my dad was kind of doing that without even realizing that. You understand what I'm saying? This nigga was just spiteful. You know what I mean? But the nigga, anytime nigga had to bust my ass, respect thy mother and thy father. Yo, the nigga used to have me tell y'all, nigga used to have me sit military style and like pull my pants down, have my ass cheeks out, and put my hands on the wall like a NYPD, nigga, like stop and frisk. And then, and the nigga used to just kept whipping. And anytime you flinch, he start over. And if you got one of them parents that bust your ass and stutter as they speak, the nigga like, nigga, can you realize you're beating me as you're stuttering? Can you finish the sentence? Like, cause like just remembering this shit is like, yo, nigga. but nigga, or the nigga used to have me hold my hands out like this. You feel what I'm saying? Hold my hands out, and if you flinch, and nigga used to take the belt, and he just used to be, just do his thing, and if you flinch, the nigga, you start over again. You know what I mean? That's how it was. Hey, nigga beat my ass one time for like 10, 15 minutes straight, nigga, because I kept flinching. How you want me not to flinch, nigga? How does one not flinch when they're getting physically abused, nigga? Like, but I love that old nigga, man. Still the same way. I have no hatred for that dude because he did what he was supposed. He did what God put on his spirit. You know what I mean? But anyway, I hate that. Nah, my parents ain't make me pick the belt because you already know what type of belt I'm coming with. I used to say, no, but you see that my fault, y'all get me off track. But the type of belts is a catch-22 because I had to learn from experience. Because my mom used to beat me with this broad ass belt, so I thought if I bring the little skinny strap one that would be better. Man, that thing fly through the wind like crazy, dog. That thing rip through flesh like, yeah, I'm like, ah. Nigga, ask my mom, nigga, I used to run around the dining room table, nigga. They used to be like chasing, nigga. Run around the dining room table, nigga. You gonna bust my ass, you gonna earn this shit, nigga. You gonna earn this motherfucker. Ready? But let's keep going. Let me stay focused. Yes, I believe so. I believe circumcision, yes. The reason I believe circumcision is the physical benefits of circumcision, the health benefits of circumcision. So yes, I do believe so. Hang on a second. So if you got a motherfucking turtleneck on your wee, you best handle that, nigga. Okay, prepare for no fucking for like 3 weeks. And that's another thing. The Most High must have been on my dad because this motherfucker got all of us circumcised. Pause. I'm sharing this personal shit, but all of my siblings, all of us got handled, nigga. We an excellent job, nigga. Like we got circumcised like some motherfucking fake Jews, nigga. Niggas did an excellent job, nigga. Didn't botch nothing. You know what I mean? Like, and I had to change all of my brother's diapers, so that's how I know. You know what I mean? But fucking, like, I had to learn all of this shit because my mom had to explain to me like how to change the diaper while they at work and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like. But anyway, circumcision, I think that's our creator. But let's take it a step at a time first, and let's realize if what I'm saying is true. The premise of what I'm saying, we got to find out for sure if it's true, right? I believe it's true because of what I'm studying, but you guys got to find out. So let's just hold up, right? Let's keep going. So where were we at? So verse 10, okay? So verse 9 said, teach your sons the history of the children of Israel. Okay. Verse 10, especially the day that thou stoodest before the Lord thy God in Horeb. So this is when they heard the voice of the Most High, right? And everybody heard it. So it wasn't like a few people, it was everybody. Okay? Gather me the people together, and I will make them hear my words, right? So this is when Moses gathered everybody at the footstep of the mountain of Horeb. Okay, and this is when the fire came down from the sky and the pillar of cloud came down at the top of the mountain. Okay, right? And he said, gather them so that they can hear my words, right? That hear my words, not see me. He doesn't say anything about see me or nothing. That they can hear my voice, my words, right? That they may learn to fear me all the days that they shall live upon the earth, to fear me, right? That they may teach their children. Okay? Right? So my poppy, he didn't do 100% a good job, but he did enough for me to be where I'm at. You understand? 11, and ye came near and stood under the mountain. So our forefathers came, our ancestors came to the foot of the mountain. They were shook. If you read Deuteronomy, go read that part. They were shook. They were scared as shit. And the mountain was burned with fire in the midst of the heavens, with darkness, clouds and thick darkness, right? And the Lord spake. So we heard a voice. We didn't see nothing, right? We didn't see no form. We just heard a voice. The Lord spake unto you out of the midst of the fire. So all we saw was fire and heard a voice. All we saw was fire and heard a voice. All we saw was fire and heard a voice. Is that not what I've put here? Okay, we're going to keep going. Gonna keep going. Okay, hold up. Let me fix this titration real quick. I gotta remember I'm titrating these niggas. Hang on. I'm definitely gonna open up a second one just so we can carry this further. Just give me a second. Let me just do this real quick. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. So where are we at? So look what he says. The Lord spake. Okay. So when you speak, you got to use your voice. Out of the midst of the fire. So last time I checked, fire is abstract, right? Fire is formless. That's why the Most High is formless, right? Is fire formless? Like let me just pull up fire, videos of fire, flames of fire. You see, they have no form. Fire takes no form. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Okay, you understand what I'm saying to you? Fire has no form. It's formless. It's not like it's a jar that it can be stored. Like you can't store fire inside something. Like you can't. It can't be bound. It's abstract. Do you understand? In the same way that the Creator cannot be bound. He's abstract. Look. It's just a constant, that's the only way I can describe it. So this is why you see me put fire here, because that's literally what Deuteronomy 12 says. He spoke out of the midst of the fire. So it was fire with a voice, or a soul with a voice, a spirit with a voice, right? Or presence. Okay, ye heard the voice of the words, but saw no similitude. This is key. Ye heard the voice of the words. You heard the voice, right? Heard the voice, but you didn't see any physical form. What is similitude? Similitude. Let's see. Similitude. What is a similitude? Let's see. Similitude, the quality of state or being similar to something, resembling something, having the likeness or sameness, having the image of, right? Comparison between two things. There's nothing comparable to the Most High. That's why he cannot have an image. You understand? There's nothing comparable to him. He's imageless. Like, let me see if I got my lighter on me. Like when you look at, you understand? It's formless. This thing has no form. Fire has no form. Do you understand? Has no form. Put my hand through it, has no form. Doesn't change it, doesn't manipulate it, nothing. It's imageless. It cannot be manipulated. It's abstract. Okay? It's right. It's a mind. So motherfuckers just gotta understand that. Archaic definition of similitude, a comparison between two things. Now, if the Most High says he has no similitude, that means there's no comparison to him. There's nothing that can be akin to him. There's nothing that can be made to be like him. You understand? And make sure, highlight this verse 12. The Lord spake unto ye out of the midst of the fire. Ye heard the voice of the words, but saw no similitude. Only ye heard a voice. They didn't see anybody. Nobody appeared to them. There was no image. There was just a voice. And when we go to that voice, what did that voice command them? Right? That voice only gave them 10 words. The voice didn't give them anything else. The voice just gave them 10 words. So who are the other beings who gave the other laws? That is the question, right? Who are these other beings who gave the other laws? But before we skip forward, let's keep going, because we got to go to verse 15 and stretch this out. Okay? Remember, only the voice, verse 12. Okay, this is key right here. All right, let's just highlight that right there. Okay, verse 13, and he declared unto you his covenant. So after the Most High gave us the commandments, he made a covenant with us and said, okay, these are the rules that I gave you. Follow them. If you don't follow them, this is what's going to happen. Which he commanded you to perform, even 10 commandments. And he wrote them upon 2 tables of stone. So verse 13 is an expansion on verse 12. What were the words that he spoke? The words that he spoke were in verse 13. What were the words that the Most High spoke when he had no similitude and was only the voice? He spoke 10 commandments, 10 words. Doesn't say anything else. 10 words. Verse 13 right there. Okay? So anybody telling you that this is a doctrine, you need to show them this. Okay? This is not a doctrine. This is literally what the word says. And I didn't write these words. Okay? He wrote them, and the Most High wrote them himself on the tablets of stone. Let me just highlight that right there. Okay? Only the voice. Let me go to the voice. Ye heard the voice. Ye heard the voice. Different highlight. Let me put that in blue for you, boy. Let me put that in blue for you so you know. Only ye heard the voice. So anytime the voice is brought up, you're going to see it in blue. You understand? 10 commandments. So the voice, which had no image, only gave 10 commands. The voice, which had no image, only gave 10 commands. Okay? Verse 14, the Lord commanded me at that time to teach you statutes and judgments. There's commandments and then there's statutes and judgments. So I'm just noticing this now. Right? That ye might do in the land whither ye go over to possess. So this is within the land of Israel when we have our own society, when we have our own control over everything. This is how we're going to set our society up. But if we don't have our own society, we don't have control over anything, we're in captivity, what are we supposed to be doing? There's this is what people don't understand. There's a reason why the children of Israel were not able to do certain things. Like Moses and their generation weren't able to do certain things until Joshua and Aaron and them generation were actually in the land. That's when they can set up and had control. From the time they were in captivity in Egypt to the Exodus period to just before Moses and them died off, their generation, they had to learn. They had to come to grips with the 10 Commandments first. They had to get all that ingrained in them first, get reintroduced to everything before anything extra, anything could be added on. You understand? So it begs the question. Did the other gods who understood this come and add extra shit before it was time? This is some of the questions that I asked, but I'll open up another live. Y'all gotta give me like 2-3 minutes. We're gonna open up another one, and then we're just gonna continue where I left off here. I got a minute, so let me actually finish verse 14. So the Lord commanded me at the time to teach you statutes and judgments. So I gotta see if laws, statutes, and commandments, or statutes, judgments, and commandments are 3 separate things or all the same thing. So I'm not sure yet, because something just come to my mind with that, but we'll see. Verse 15, here we go again. Take ye therefore good heed unto yourselves, for ye saw no manner of similitude. Remember, the angels have a form, right? The angels are still a God, but they have a form, right? It is our God who doesn't have a form. Okay? Our God don't have a form, right? And he makes sure to stress that not only once, not only twice in one verse, but then a third time in a separate verse. He stresses it again. On the day that we sat at the footstep of the mountain at Horeb, in the midst of the fire, we only heard a voice and we saw no manner of similitude. We saw no being that had a form. Okay? So clearly there's a distinction between beings which... Fucking question with a question, dog. Even all the hosts of the heavens. Oh, I got your ass. I got these motherfuckers right here, dog. I got these niggas right here, dog. Got these niggas right here, dog. Got their ass. I got their ass right here, dog. Shouldest thou be... shit, dog. Oh, I got these niggas right here. Got these niggas right here, dog. It's over. Okay, ready? Got these niggas right here. Alright, I'm gonna just wait for it to get back up a little bit. I think, like I was saying, before I start, I think a lot of the confusion around this specific subject matter is the same confusion around the Archangel Michael subject matter. So when I put that out, a lot of people are like, oh man, he's blaspheming. He's saying the Archangel Michael is the Most High. I'm just like, you niggas they're not studying. So that's why they don't have the proper understanding of the perspective for which I'm coming from, so that they can see no, that's not what I said. Niggas be like, you said the Archangel Michael is the one who's doing this and carrying out all bad. So you mean the Archangel Michael is the one who got to be worshipped? No, where did anybody say the Archangel Michael is to be worshipped? Stop jumping to conclusions. Nigga, I put them images up, the same images I'm showing y'all, right? I put these joints up. And do you know that niggas walked around and said I was blaspheming? Niggas didn't. I gave you the description of what I mean, the eternal mind. I gave you multiple verses. I even described to you what I'm talking about. You understand? Actual creator. Gave you biblical verses. Gave you short summary breakdowns. You understand? I give you an image to the visualization, and a motherfucker still, somehow, draws the conclusion that a motherfucker is telling you to worship him, and instead of acknowledging that this being represents this being. Right? Like, I don't know, man. Niggas is dumb. But remember, he says, so no similitude. We back up there. We up to 50. So remember, this is Deuteronomy chapter 4. So I'm going to just carry you through some of it. We're going to start off at verse 12, right? So the Lord spake unto you out of the midst of the fire, okay? Out of the midst of the fire. This is our supreme source, our God, right? Okay? Ready? And it goes, ye heard the voice. Now, reading comprehension tells us, well, now, why would the Most High make sure to put this detail in here, not once, not twice, but three times in one chapter, and let alone through the entirety of the book, he kind of keeps reminding us, like, nigga, I'm just a voice. I don't have no image. There's no idol that can be made of me because I have no image. I've shown you no image of myself. So therefore you have nothing to, you understand? Like, hold on. Let me not jump ahead. Let me just take it step by step. Let's keep going. All right? So he says, ye heard only the voice of the words. What words did he spoke? 10 commands. But saw no similitude. Okay? Saw no similitude. Only ye heard a voice. So it says that he stresses voice twice, only a voice, no similitude once. Okay? He declared unto you his covenant, which he commanded you to perform, even 10 commands. And he wrote them upon 2 tables of stone. So what was the covenant? The covenant that was established between Moses, the covenant of Moses and the children of Israel were the 10 commandments. So that covenant between the children of the children of Israel and Moses and our God, the first agreement that we had between each other, the first contract was what? The 10 commandments. Doesn't say anything else about nothing else. Okay? So I'm going to start it off the top again. He declared unto you his covenant. So what's a covenant? Just for motherfuckers who want to be stupid, right? A covenant is a contract, an agreement, an undertaking, a commitment, a guarantee, a warrant, a pledge, a promise, a bond, an indenture, to agree, especially by lease, deed, or legal contract, right? A pledge, an oath, if you will. You understand? Being a man of your word. This is why in Deuteronomy there's a specific section which tells you that don't make a promise to the Creator and don't come through with it. Like don't. It's better that you don't speak nothing than to make a promise to the Creator and don't follow through. So you see somebody like me, if I don't do what I'm doing here, the things that I promised that I would do between me and God when I was 22, if I don't do it, I have to answer. So it's not a matter of, man, why do you do what you... I have to. I got to get it in however I can fit in. So whether it be social media, whether it be fucking on the street corners, because, nigga, I was doing that for a little bit too, dolo, by myself, okay? Whether it be that, whether it be another way, but I gotta work. You understand? I gotta expel my energy. Otherwise, the Most High gonna be like, this son of a bitch made an oath to me, and I've been giving him alley-oops. He doesn't accept all of them, but he does take some of them. And then this nigga gonna do this? Nah. I gotta get this nigga. And you see me? I'm not interested in any of that type of smoke with the Most High. I'm cool. I don't want that type of smoke. I'm good. You understand? I got flaws I'm working on still, but they're just that. Flaws that I'm working on still. You understand? Like, I make sure that I remember my oath and my agreement. Okay? And in the same way, the children of Israel as a whole got to do that. Okay, so the 10 words, right? He wrote them on the 2 tablets of stone. So that was the covenant that was established. And the Lord commanded me at the time to teach you statutes and judgments. So statutes and judgments now is something different than these commandments from what I'm understanding here. I'm just realizing this. That ye might do them in the land whither ye go over to possess it. 15, this is a crucial one. Take ye therefore good heed unto yourself, for ye saw no manner of similitude. Right? This is the second time. Okay, 2 for 2, 2 for 2. Okay, voice, you got 2 details. No image, 2 details. 2 times it tells you that. On the day that the Lord spake unto you in Horeb out of the midst of the fire. Okay, so we know our God is formless and only operates through a voice. Okay, let's keep reading. Lest ye corrupt yourselves. So this is the Most High saying, okay, this is the reason why I set the shit up. This is the reason why I did not show you my image. I don't show you my image because I don't want you to corrupt yourself. I don't want you to make graven images, the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female, the likeness of any beast on the earth or any winged fowl that flieth in the air, the likeness of any reptile. That's what a creepeth thing that creepeth on the ground is. It's a reptile. And the likeness of any fish in the waters beneath the earth. So pretty much the Most High purposely did not show us any image. He didn't appear to us in any way, shape, or form as not to give an excuse for us to create an idol, right? So let's keep it going. The likeness of anything. Okay, we read that. This is the key part here. This is where he really gets it in. This is where it matches up with Jeremiah 7, 21 through 24, and for the reason why I mentioned it. So just write this down. Let me just put this Jeremiah 7:21. I'm telling you, bro, our people stubborn and stupid as shit. Stubborn and stupid as fuck, bro. Our Creator tell us we don't need a king. Our people say we want a king to rule over us. That's a man. And this is our doing. Otherwise, half of these laws that were made up for David, they wouldn't even have been in existence. Like, every man would have literally been his own king. These dumb niggas fucked it up, man. Hold up. Okay, so you see that? Right, exactly. He hit his face, they create Jesus. So just put those 2 together. So Jeremiah 7, 21 through 23, you can combine because they relate to each other. They're precepts to each other, precept upon precept, line upon line, to Deuteronomy chapter 4, verses 19 and below. So I'm gonna read it to you to show you how. All right. So verse 19, unless thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, right, to look at the stars, and when thou seest the sun, the moon, and the stars, even all the hosts of the heavens, the angels, right, shouldest be driven to worship them and serve them. Right? So he's saying, I'm telling you these things. I'm giving you these laws, statutes, and commandments so that when you look into the sky, when you go out into the world, that you don't worship these things and think that they're gods. Like these Hotep niggas. They were like, oh, the sun is God and the moon is my mother. And I'm just like, you niggas are out your motherfucking mind. Like, nigga, those things are created things that are doing their job. You understand what I'm saying? They're not responsible for creating everything else. Like, they're created things. But niggas don't understand that, right? So, verse 19, list it up again. Lest thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun, moon, and stars, even the angels, the hosts of heaven, the angels, shouldest be driven to worship them and serve them, which the Lord God hath divided unto all nations under the whole heavens. Hold up. Listen. Each nation of people has their own angel that's over them. Their own God. Each nation of people has their own designated God or designated angel. The children of Israel's guardian angel is the archangel Michael. Now, if the